Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I give you a story titled, Am I the a-hole for telling my kids the truth about why I divorced their mom after she told them I abandoned them for another woman for 6 years? And a shout out to Jess for sending in this story. And guys, like the title said, this is definitely a crazy one. This is definitely one of those stories where the mother and the wife is one of the more evil women I've covered in a long time. Total narcissist, who not only ruins the family by cheating on her husband, and I might add the details of that are even worse, but then ruins his good name and messes the relationship up with him and his kids for 6 long years. She is evil. However, just how things usually go in life, the truth eventually comes out. And now, the situation has reversed, where now the husband is in a position to have the last laugh, and she's going down. And if anybody deserves to go down, it is her. And I might add, guys, real quick, this is a perfect example of why you always gotta always pay attention to red flags. And if you're ever in a situation of a divorce, you have to expect the worst. You know, that person who already is doing you wrong is going to go full on nuclear on you, so you best invest your money in a great attorney. That's all I'm going to say. So it starts off, says here, my kids didn't speak to me for 6 years because my ex-wife told them I left her for another woman. But I actually left them because I caught her in bed with my best friend. I was 32 years old when it happened. We had 2 kids, a daughter who was 11 years old, and my son who was 9. I came home early from a work trip because my flight got moved up. I walked into my bedroom, and there she was with my best friend since college. This guy was in my wedding, and I'd helped him move 3 times. Our kids called him Uncle. That is just pure freaking evil. 2 evil. Well, of course they got together because 2 evil a-holes. Bad enough in it, she's cheating. But with his bro, his supposed bro, in his own house, in his own bed, Well, I didn't yell. I just stood there and said, get out of my house. My ex started crying immediately, of course, saying it was a mistake. It only happened once. My best friend couldn't even look at me. He grabbed his clothes and left. I told my ex I wanted a divorce. Well, he's one of those guys. One of those guys that just somehow was able to keep his cool. Believe me, I think most guys would give that friend a serious ass whooping, and he deserved it. And frankly, he wouldn't be the only person in the room that deserved some things, but, you know, he doesn't want to go to prison. And I got to watch what I say here, but you get my point. She begged and begged for weeks, and I refused. I filed papers, moved into an apartment, and started the custody process. That's when everything went wrong. Notice that he had to leave. He moved into an apartment. Obviously, he didn't want his kids to have to move and all that. Why didn't she get out? Why didn't he kick her out? She got a better lawyer than me. Way better. And she told them I was having an affair with a woman from my office. The cheater's telling her lawyer that her husband's a cheater, it's his fault? Completely made it all up. But she had evidence, she said, which was me having lunch with a female coworker a few times. Her lawyer painted me as a cheater who abandoned his family. My lawyer was useless. This is why you got to get a great attorney. End of freaking story. And I bet you his ex-wife here, her lawyer probably knew darn well she was full of crap, but didn't care. I'd like to know if her lawyer was a guy or a gal. Freaking evil. Well, she got primary custody. I got every other weekend and one night a week. The judge believed her story. Of course the judge did. I tried to tell the truth, but her lawyer made me look like a liar. Said I was projecting my guilt onto her. Evil. The first few months of custody of the kids was normal. Confused, but normal. Then things started changing. My daughter got quiet. My son stopped hugging me. And I asked what was wrong. And my daughter said, Mom told us why you really left. Oh my God. It is bad enough she did what she did, but now she's messing with the kids, manipulating the kids. Pure evil. And again, they're kids. 11 years old, 9 years old. I said to my kids, what did she tell you? And my daughter said that you were sleeping with someone from work and you didn't love us anymore. I tried to explain that it wasn't true, that their mom had cheated on me. My daughter said, Mom said you'd say that. Well, it got worse. My son stopped wanting to come over. He'd cry when I picked him up, and my ex said I was upsetting him and maybe I should give him space. I refused at first, but watching my son cry every time he saw me was killing me. And obviously he told the kids, no, it was your mother did it up. But already she had done her magic, or her black magic, her evil magic. Fucking terrible. What? She deserves to go down. She deserves to have all sorts of bad things happen to her. Messing with the kids like that. Robbing him of them. Robbing the kids of their father. And oh yeah, you know darn well she told everybody she knew that the husband messed the whole thing up. Well, eventually my daughter stopped talking to me completely. Just sat on her phone the whole time while she was at my place. I asked her to please talk to me. She said, why should I? You abandoned us for some woman at work. I wouldn't be tolerating that shit. Even though, the daughter's been messed with and lied to and all that, I wouldn't be tolerating that crap. I tried to tell them the truth so many times, but their mom had gotten to them first. She told them I was a liar, that I would say anything to make her look bad. They were kids. They believed her. Well, by the time my daughter turned 13 years old, so this is like 2 years after he first caught her, she refused to come over at all. Told the court she didn't want to see me. My son was 11 at that time, and he followed her lead. My ex's lawyer filed to modify the custody, said the kids were old enough to decide. The judge agreed. This poor bastard. I'm sure there are guys watching this right now. Different parts of the world, different parts of the country here, that have been through similar shit. Well, I lost them. Went from every other weekend to nothing. I text them on birthdays and holidays, never got responses. I sent cards, gifts, money, for school stuff, nothing. It was like I didn't exist. I fell apart for a while. I couldn't understand how the person who cheated got everything while I lost my kids. Welcome to the American court system, sir. Yeah, guys, all you want out there to think that you want to get married one day, to think that your girl's different, that your girl could never do anything like that, holy shit, I got news for you. You want to believe the evil that is out there. Now, obviously, this woman never loved her guy. If she could do that to him, she's probably cheating on him for years. And oh, yeah, by the way, I'll say something that we're all thinking here. How do we know those kids are his, given wifey's behavior? My family knew the truth, but my ex's family believed her story. They would post pictures of her with the kids on Facebook with captions like, being both a mom and a dad isn't easy. It made me sick. In other words, they were glorifying the wrong single mom. Well, then about 4 months ago, my son called me out of the blue. Okay, we're now at modern times here, 2025. He's 15 years old now. I almost didn't answer because I figured it was an accident. But I picked up the phone and he said, I need to ask you something. I said anything, and he said, why did you really leave mom? Well, this is interesting. After all these years, and suddenly he gets the call with the son asking this question. I asked him why was he asking, and he said she's getting remarried to him, the guy you were best friends with, and something doesn't make sense. Yes, son, a whole lot doesn't make fucking sense here. I'm glad you're finally realizing it. It turns out they've been dating for 5 years. My son did the math, realized they got together right after the divorce, started asking questions. My ex told him it was complicated, and he didn't buy it. Well, thank God this is a kid that was taught some critical thinking skills in school because they don't do that anymore. I told my son everything, the whole truth, how I came home early and what I saw, how she lied in court, how she told them I was the cheater when it was her. He didn't say anything for a long time. Then he said, I need to think about this, and he hung up the phone. Well, 3 days later, my daughter called me, and she was crying. Said, is it true? I said every single word. She said, Mom's been lying to us this whole time, ? And I said, yes. 6 years, guys. 6 years of this crap. And he hasn't talked to the kids probably 3 or 4 years. I know a lot of people are saying, screw those kids. Well, they were little kids, and there are ways that mothers can get to the minds and emotions of kids that fathers can't or wouldn't do. Well, they came to see me the next week. First time in 6 years. Well, you did see him the first couple of years, but I may mix the years up, but the point is it's been a long fucking time. My daughter hugged me and sobbed. She said she was so sorry. They got that so sorry shit down pretty early. That she should have listened to me. My son was quiet, but he apologized too. Said he felt stupid for believing her. Well, what's done is done, son, but at least you called me now. I told them it wasn't their fault. They were kids then. Their mom manipulated them. But inside I was so angry. 6 years. 6 years I lost them with them because she couldn't own up to what she did. Women and accountability. Now they're asking to live with me. They confronted their mom and she admitted to lying. Well, it's about fucking time, but can't wait to see how this goes. She tried to justify by saying that she was protecting them from the truth. Okay, your dad ruined the marriage. He was sleeping with another woman. He wants to leave us. That's better than the fact that mom was fucking Uncle Bob in the bedroom. My daughter told her that's bullshit. My son said he doesn't want to go to the wedding. Well, good for them. Good for some teenage attitude here directed in the right direction. Well, my ex has been blowing up my phone. Oh, do tell. Saying that I turned the kids against her. Man, this bitch is a narcissist. She doesn't do anything wrong. It's always this guy who's the bad guy here. Gee, honey, do I need to list all the things you were doing here? That I should have kept my mouth shut. Her fiance, my ex-best friend, sent me a message saying I'm ruining their family. I blocked him. Holy crap. You want to talk about the gaslighting awards of the year for these two motherfuckers. Really ruining the family? The kids figured it out. The son did. Things didn't add up, and he told him. Remember that he told the kids years ago. My daughter posted on Instagram about her mom lied to her for years. Didn't name anyone, but everybody knows. My ex's family is furious. My ex is playing the victim, saying the kids are too young to understand adult situations. They're 15 and 17 years old. Yeah, they can understand quite well. The kids went to testify to modify custody again. My lawyer says we have a good case now that they're older and know the truth. Please tell me this is a different lawyer than the last time. My ex's lawyer sent a letter threatening to fight it. I'd be like, bring it, motherfucker. Go ahead. Go ahead. They're 15 and 17 years old here, for God's sakes. My family says I should have told the kids truth years ago, that I let this go on too long. Really? His family's giving him a hard time? I'd tell them to go fuck themselves. My sister says I have every right to be angry, but I should focus on rebuilding my relationship with my kids, not revenge. But part of me wants my ex to face consequences. She took 6 years from me, made my kids hate me, and now she's mad that the truth came out. My ex is telling people I'm a vindictive a-hole who can't let the past go. Was I wrong to tell them what really happened? No, Dad. The only reason I'm not smacking you here is because you've been through hell. And I'm letting that go. Obviously, you've been through hell. You got people telling you different things. Of course you tell them what happened. You tried telling them when they were like 11 years old and 9 or whatever, but they were manipulated by their mama. Well, now they're older and understand better. You have every right to tell them, okay? They had been lied to. They've been robbed of a good father all these years and been in that house with that freaking harpy and fucking our Uncle Bob, who's a freaking scumbag here. And as for the revenge thing, the whole comment section, guys, agrees on one thing. That she's evil, she's a narcissist, and thank God the truth is getting out. But you got half the comment section saying, absolutely, go scorched earth, revenge, make her life a living hell, all that. And the other half that says, even though she does deserve to have consequences and him to have revenge, and his revenge must be brutal, focus on the kids. Focus on rebuilding the kids. You're having the best revenge by the kids not wanting anything to do with her. I'm in the middle. But frankly, I think the guy should rebuild with the kids. That's the first priority there, and take them in and all that and make them feel loved and wanted and all that. And certainly life will have its revenge on her. But once that's done, once they've gotten together again, rebuilt things lost time, then I'd go on the path of scorched earth. Because someone like that deserves to be exposed for what they did, deserves to suffer and all that. I really absolutely mean that, And people can make the argument, life will teach the bad guys a lesson. Not good enough. And I'm sure the vast majority would agree with me. She needs to have some things coming to her. And oh yeah, by the way, that so-called friend of his buddy since college, in his wedding, all that. How do we know? Shit. How do we know those kids are his? How do we know those kids aren't that guy that was banging her? How long have they been hooking up? I mean, these are very important things to ask here. But I'm so happy to hear in the end that this guy, the brother is like, this doesn't quite add up here, and finally was willing to listen. Thank God there. And this could be one time where teenage attitude can be used in the right way towards the mom, not to them. But my God, guys. Now I'm going to read a few comments here before I end this whole story. One guy says, number 1, definitely not the a-hole. Number 2, regarding your family, says you should have told the kids sooner. You did. But the ex prepared them with lies, layered lies, so they believed her. 3, many decades ago, Ohio allowed kids to decide at the age of 12. Check your state for the age requirements. A court hearing may not be necessary. 4, revenge sounds sweet. However, dragging the ex through the mud in court may not elevate you in the eyes of your kids. They know the truth now. They will resent her for depriving them of their deserved relationship with you for the rest of their lives, and they will always distrust what she tells them. Very fair point. He says, so go to court if that is required. Tell the truth if you need to take the stand, but do your best to be there first and foremost for full custody, not revenge. Do all you can do on the stand, best interest of the kids. Nothing you do will give the 6 years back, but you have to love and respect your kids. She has already lost that for good. I really do believe that she's lost that for good. But the mother's going to do every sneaky trick in the book to, and the thing is, probably the daughter is going to hate her the most. That's what I think. And she'll probably, because, mothers and sons and everything, and she'll pull some, and the son is also younger, so she'll probably be able to pull more tricks with him. The daughter, no way. Another one, not the a-hole. Your ex is a horrible human being. She deserves to get destroyed in court. The audacity of your ex-friend to say you're ruining the family. Absolutely destroy them. They both deserve to be dragged through the mud that they created. I'm agreeing with both sides. I agree. Do everything you can to rebuild the kids, get full custody, all that. I'm guessing since the daughter's 17, the boy's 15, probably shouldn't be that hard at this point. In front of a fucking judge, I want to live with dad. End of story. And then, once they've rebuilt things, then I'd go on a path and become Shiva the fucking Destroyer on her ass. And last one, this says here, don't ever feel an ounce of guilt for feeling joy for watching the lies crumble around her. She's a sadistic, cruel woman, and possibly even a narcissist because she didn't give a fuck about you or the kids when this is all going down. Yeah, remember, she doesn't care about the kids either. The other thing she was desperate to protect was her self-centered fake-ass image, and you were a threat to that. So she ruined you and took everything you love without even a single ounce of remorse. I hope you feel validated and can finally exhale after all these years. My God, I love this story so much, and I'm very happy for you, my friend. I wouldn't say I love this story so much because this guy was robbed for 6 years, and the kids were robbed for 6 years. I'll love this story when we hear part 2. Hopefully there's a part 2, when he does officially get full custody of the kids. And then some bad shit can come her way. I'll be having the fucking popcorn and beer while I read that story, and then I'll share it with you. So anyhow, guys, lots of lessons there. Get a good fucking lawyer, amongst many other things. And they're just evil, rotten people out there. And but thank God at least the son started to figure things out. And this does show that eventually the truth will come out. It seems to be a common theme with all these crazy-ass stories I've covered over the years. And now it's time for these evildoers to go down. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. I want to hear in the comment section, should he focus completely on the kids at first, rebuilding, and then revenge? Or, fuck it, revenge, scorched earth, immediately, no matter what? I'd like to hear your opinion on that. I'm going to guess most of you will probably agree with me saying do both. And fuck it, why not? He can do both. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.